Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garza Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
It's been so long since we filmed.
Too long. We're
sorry. Too long. It's been like 2 months. So we're gonna do a get ready with us, catch up, chatting. We don't have too much new makeup to try, but the new things we do have we'll point out.
I prepped my lips with Frenchie sent us their new lip balm and lip mask. And actually I think the formula feels weirdly similar. I don't think the lip mask is that much more occlusive than the lip balm. But I really like the feeling so far, and Moon Milk is our favorite, or it's my favorite scent from them.
It's so good.
And they have the lip balm in Moon Milk, and I was worried it was going to be too strong of a smell, which I don't like in lip products, but it's very, very subtle. It says, like, smells like creamy oat milk and vanilla nutmeg, but it's really subtle. I bet some people can't even smell it, so I really like this so far.
I'm using the, I'm sure you could see on my forehead, this is the Typology
I haven't used that
mattifying stick, and I used it once before as a primer, but I'm just gonna try it again today because I do like pore filling primer. But now looking at this, I don't know if it's actually going to smooth out my skin or just mattify it. Either way, it's fine. I just wanted to try it again. It doesn't feel too heavy on the skin though, which I like. Usually with a stick, you're like, oh, that's gonna feel thick and like heavy, but it doesn't lay down too much product. So it still feels kind of like a lightweight mattifying primer, which I like. And then for foundation today, I'm going to use the Luminous Silk because I haven't used this in a while. I usually use Neutrogena, as we all know.
We recently rediscovered Estee Lauder Double Wear 1 and 2. I used to use a darker shade, but that was back. This was my go-to foundation back in like 2016, and I definitely wore too dark of foundation shades. I think we all did.
Yeah.
Back in those days.
Well, because I think it was kind of pre-bronzer. So I feel like now it's more, you're used to like matching your actual skin tone and then warming your face up with bronzer.
True.
And back then, I feel like we just didn't use bronzer.
Yeah, I'd say this is like a little light, but since it's fall winter, I think it's fine.
I thought it matches well.
It's nice to rediscover old products.
Yeah, we have 4.75 in Luminous Silk, and originally I was buying a shade that was too yellow. I forget what it was, 5 something. And this one is a much better match. Again, it goes on kind of light, but as soon as it like warms up with the skin, I feel like it looks good. So, I guess we can catch up. I feel like literally what's the last video we posted?
I know.
Wait, it's actually sad because I don't think we've ever missed a favorites video. I was thinking of this.
Oh, probably not.
We're gonna film.
Obviously our biggest update is just sad, and probably one of the reasons that we kind of got behind, but our sweet perfect dog Terry passed away really unexpectedly. If you follow us on social media, you saw us post about it. It's still really hard to talk about, so we can't really go into detail, but
well, we can give like, I guess just how he passed, because I don't want people thinking like he was like killed horrifically or something.
That's right. We didn't want people thinking it was coyotes.
Yeah, because we're so diligent about that. Obviously, we're constantly posting on stories about like we live in a neighborhood with lots of coyotes, and that's still our biggest fear.
Yeah, we still have Luna. And she's still very small, so it's definitely a huge fear.
But essentially we didn't know he was sick, and he started showing signs of being sick the night we rushed him to the ER. He was just panting, which he never does, and then he toppled over on his walk, and so we rushed him to the emergency vet. They said there was fluid on his heart. Again, I can't talk about it too much because we'll just start crying. But basically they were suspecting that he had a tumor, so it was,
or some sort of cancer. There was a few cancers that they named, or it could have been idiopathic, but
they were pretty confident it was cancer. And it was one of those things where they said like usually when you find out, it's too late to do anything about it.
And they said very fast acting, like he likely only had it for a month. So like it's very common to not show any signs, which we didn't know.
Yeah,
we did want to talk about it because I saw Danielle Estrada, I think that's her name. She's an influencer, and her dog just passed in literally the exact same way.
Yeah.
And she was saying, I want to tell
She
people
had a
because,
golden retriever.
yeah, because it was so shocking, and she was still searching for answers. I think we're at peace, like just assuming.
Well, ours was a little bit different too, because we never knew truly how old Terry was.
That's true. She had her dog since he was a puppy.
Yeah, like when we adopted him, they had told us he was 2 to 3, and I'm guessing that is just their go-to number because obviously I think the rescues want all the dogs to get adopted, and the older the dog, the like less likely they're probably gonna get adopted. Terry's gonna get adopted anyway because he was so cute and perfect. But I do think that they bring them to the vet and they do their best to, you just don't know. You never know when you rescue a dog. Luna was for sure I would qualify her as a puppy when she was found on the street. Yeah, and then when we got her, she was approximately
almost
one.
a year.
Yeah.
She was so little, and you could just tell she was in the puppy range.
She was still growing.
Yeah, so we know how old she is.
Yes, but so anyway, we were always under the assumption that Luna and Terry were the same age, but then Terry started to get glaucoma on his eyes, or the haziness on his eyes. He started to gray pretty significantly over the past year, and he just moved a lot slower. So looking at them side by side, you're like, there's no way they are the same age. They could have been. We still don't know. But anyway, all that to say, so Terry could have been a lot older than we thought he was, which is I guess in hindsight, obviously we wouldn't have wanted to know, because then we would have been even more worried about him aging.
Or we would have maybe never adopted him if we thought he was.
No, we wouldn't.
He was perfect.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, everything happens for a reason. And
but anyway, so yeah, then when we brought him in and they found the fluid on his heart, they were going to they have to take the fluid off of the heart because it was inhibiting his breathing, and so they were going to test it to confirm what type of cancer it was. And then when they went to go do that, his heart just stopped. So really tragic, really terrible. He went from
really
completely
normal to no longer here in the matter of 6 hours. So
yeah,
honestly though, I've been on all over Pet Grief Reddit, especially when it first happened, because it makes you feel less alone, and I don't think there's a good way for a dog to go.
Yeah.
I think that we kept saying it was so shocking, it was so sudden, but it wouldn't have been any better if we had time to prepare,
Yeah, and everybody that we've talked to about it is at least you never had to see him suffer, which I do think is a blessing, because we saw him suffer for one day, and it was truly the worst day ever.
Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini posted this heartbreaking video last night of her dog fighting cancer, and I don't think I would be strong enough to go through what she's going through. So, there's I guess good and bad to it all. But if you've ever experienced pet grief, we are with you, because we had dogs growing up that we loved so much, obviously, but these are our our dogs, our babies, and it is next level terrible. And you feel crazy
and it's pretty relentless.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing we weren't expecting about it was how it would affect Luna. We've talked about how she's kind of a bully. She was a bully to Terry.
She's super socially awkward. She doesn't really know how to interact with dogs. She's scared of dogs, scared of humans. She's just a very fearful dog.
We always said that Terry was the perfect brother for her, because she is so scared of all dogs, big, little. She's obviously better with little dogs. She can maybe tolerate them in her space. Not her space, not her house, but outside. But Terry, from the beginning, she wasn't scared of him. And so it seemed very meant to be, and they played together so cutely, and that's the thing I miss the most, for sure, because it was the cutest thing to watch them play. And just seeing that she has nobody to play with now, and
I guess give us tips if you've been through this. We also, maybe the worst time to do this, but we took Luna off her anxiety medication because
she was weaning off when this happened.
Yeah,
so we couldn't just
she was
put her
having
back
stomach
on.
troubles. We didn't think it was doing a lot. Spoiler, it actually was doing some stuff, but we also got back parts of her personality that we think were muted with the medication. So we think we're committed to keeping her off, but it was poor timing, because now we think she has increased separation anxiety.
Because when for instance, yesterday, we were at the office, and we have been bringing her to the office, but we were doing a lot yesterday with our new launch, and we were like, oh, we're just gonna leave her at home with Tommy, and he had to run something to us really quickly, and it's like 5-10 minutes away, like close. So he didn't put her in our crate, and Luna is someone who loves her crate. Like if we bring her, if someone's watching her, like she'll basically hang out in her crate the whole time because it's truly her safe space. But you know, we thought she'd be fine, and like she threw up, I think.
Mac humor me and Oldie.
From the anxiety of being left alone, which she's never done before. So things like that, like we just weren't expecting her to feel so lonely, which is like, really piles it on.
Yeah.
Like the sadness of it all.
We always joke that she literally hated that Terry was still here. Like she always wanted to be an only child with 4 parents, which is really crazy. But she's just that type of dog. Like she has always just loved our attention. She would literally like knock Terry out of the way to get to us if we were giving him attention.
Yeah.
And we
She was
joked
always
that
gonna,
she
like,
like
burst to the water bowl, and he would just like patiently wait behind her.
we joked that she just like hated him here, but now we're like, oh, like she actually, I feel like, had a companion and someone to hang out with, and I guess the answer would be to get another dog.
Yeah.
But
then it's so risky because, like we said, she's scared of other dogs. And she's only gotten more stubborn with age. So
it's definitely hard. We don't, and eventually we'll probably get another dog, but we can't really do that right now. It's hard to like imagine that.
yeah, it's still really sad. I feel like one of us cries every day.
Yeah. It's been, well, it hasn't even been 2 months.
Yeah.
And I probably expect to be crying about this for the rest of my life. Like, let's be real. Anyways, the grief is really deep, really hard. If you've gone through this, we feel for you because we didn't even know. We would always say like, oh, I can't imagine. Like basically like, no, like I actually can't imagine that. I couldn't survive that.
Yeah.
But then it happens and you're like, oh, I have to survive this, and it's actually so hard. And yeah, it's just really hard. So
I was saying I do
Max
feel,
Soft and Gentle Oldie. I'm wearing all these old products.
I do feel like so blessed with technology that we have like so many videos that we can watch of him. Like we don't have videos of our dogs growing up because iPhones didn't exist. And so that's a huge blessing that like we'll always have those to watch, but then it's still really hard to watch them. I wish you guys could have met him because he was the best.
Yeah, he was the best. I agree that the technology aspect is cool, and also we're really blessed with our vet and our emergency vet.
Yeah.
Our emergency vet almost closed this year because of lack of like funding, and they ended up staying open, and we were saying how grateful we were. We would have had to drive so much further. We live very close to this emergency vet. So it all like, you know, happened how it was supposed to happen, but the vet that was with him that night was so amazing. They wrote us like this beautiful card. She wrote us a beautiful card, and then our vet wrote us a beautiful card too that everyone signed, and it was just so sweet.
And when we'd taken Luna to our normal vet after all this happened to make sure that she was healthy and everything was good. She's fine. And we had asked her, we're like, oh, what do you think about like Terry's diagnosis? And she was like, yeah, that's literally like one of the worst diagnoses essentially. And she's like, you may have had like 2 to 3 months with him, but it wouldn't have been like something that they could manage long term. So that kind of like gave us peace of mind too.
Yeah, we really trust her.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all been pretty horrible.
It has been, but we could talk about more happy things too.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about, did we talk about this? That we just launched a new fragrance for Diane.
Yes, this week.
Yep. It's our princess cake inspired fragrance. It's called Creme and Proper. You guys helped pick the name. If you follow us on social media, follow Dyad Fragrance on social media, because we've been trying to post more like that, like helping us pick a name, helping us pick colors. We're currently also going through, well, we like started the process of rebranding with a designer, and oh, I need to put so much on this eye. And so that's been so fun, but we don't know. I was like, oh, let's share like every step of the way with people, but then once you get, more like final into it, we don't want to give away the surprise.
Yeah.
But we did do like a sneak peek of a bottle we're considering for the rebrand and asked about cap shape. So if you're interested in giving us advice on packaging and our new branding, definitely follow us.
For sure. Yeah, we're really excited about that. It's kind of weird being in this like weird place of still grieving over Terry, but then having exciting things still going on.
I know, like we had just gotten the office when he passed.
Yeah, like two just very, like the excitement and like the highest of highs and then like the lowest of lows.
This year has been absolutely insane. When you look back, like it started with the fires, there's just been so much that's happened. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but yeah, we are really excited about our rebrand. I'm using, by the way, these sticks are so good, the Urban Decay eyeshadow stick. This is Senescent. I like that.
Those
it's like
are good.
A warm brown for fall.
Yeah, I'll recap what I've been using. This Dibs bronzer is so good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at first I like wasn't sure about it. I was like, oh, it just kind of feels like any other baked bronzer. But what I really like about it, I mean, I'm sure you could tell when I was putting it on, is it's so finely milled and blendable. Because the Ilia matte bronzer was my favorite and then they discontinued it. And I loved that one because it's so blendable. Like it went on and you could, maybe it was like a little bit pigmented, but you could blend it out effortlessly. And this I feel like is a more luminous version of that, where it's like acts the same, where you like put it on with your brush and then you can blend it out. So you can really sheer it out if you want, or you can build it up. And it really just adds like a nice luminosity to the skin so it doesn't look flat. I love it. I mean, obviously you can tell like the dome is gone.
Yeah.
Like I use it every time I do my makeup. Then for blush, I've been using the Milani Cafe Liquid Glow blush. I love this. Again, it just gives a luminosity. I know it's more for like summertime. I'll probably transition more to like a matte blush as we get into like winter, but it's been really nice out, so still in the luminous train. But I guess that's a highlight.
I put a luminous blush on too.
Okay, yeah, that is a highlight, is the weather. The weather has been perfect.
It always is in October. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the rebrand. If you've been following us for a while, you know that we launched our fragrance brand in 2019, but we started working on it in 2017, but I think we did the branding in 2018, and it's still so timeless. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I don't think we've talked about this on here. We've only talked about it on social media. It's still so timeless because we did black and white because we wanted it to be timeless. We made the vessel really like discreet, just with the DBOSS logo. But then I don't know, the brand has really grown and we would love to be in retail one day. And when all the candle vessels look the same and like,
And the boxes.
It just isn't we don't think very retail friendly. I think some people have brands like that where they just really change out the name and it's very basic. But we've just noticed, like when we're shopping for fragrances, if there's some sort of like visual cue, like a color for each scent, it's like easier to, I don't know, just like see all the different options. It just, I don't know. I think it's like a nice visual cue for the consumer, and we've kind of noticed even a lot of like luxury brands introducing more color.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we want to introduce color, but that's so hard for us because we do love color, but we also still want the branding to be like so timeless, and so we have been working with a designer. And then the other thing is we really love our script logo because it's kind of like illegible. Like we've always liked that it's kind of
Obscure.
Yeah, obscure. But again, if we really do want to be in retail, or we just want more brand recognition, we want to grow more, like people need to be able to know what our brand name is.
Well, I think our main issue is that we have no like uniformity.
Yeah.
Like we had our first 4 fragrances in the round bottles, then we did the like seasonal scents in the flat bottles with the illustrations, and you can't really tell they're from the same brand aside from the logo.
Yeah.
So I think it's like we needed to make everything
more cohesive
regardless, and we just been kind of going back and forth like, well, what should we do? And then we just decided like, well, now it's a good time for a rebrand then, because we have to change things anyway.
We talked about, this was kind of sparked because we talked about putting the perfumes in unicartons if we are like serious about approaching retail. And because right now we ship them to customers in dust bags because it's just, we thought like more useful than a box that people just throw away. It's actually more affordable because it's just like one bag for every perfume. But when we were talking about designing the unicartons, that's when we sort of were like, well, then we should introduce color, but then it doesn't really go with the current branding. And so we always kind of decide these things. Once we decide something, we're very much like, okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so we just like decided and interviewed a few designers. We're really happy with the girl that we're working with. We'll share all her details once the new look is revealed. We probably won't do it until springtime of next year. So not super soon, but
yeah, I guess it depends when we're launching our next fragrance because we'd probably want to roll it out with that.
Mm-hmm. We had talked about the body wash that we're just in this weird position. If anyone is an entrepreneur, brand owner specifically, you probably feel this deeply, but we were like, oh, we want to do a body wash and the formula is done. But now with the rebrand, you know, you can't order packaging with like old branding knowing that it's changing. So we're just kind of in this weird flux because we also, oh, and I should say, one of the main reasons we did the rebrand too is because we obviously launched as a perfume brand, as a candle brand, and we've kind of completely transitioned to more of a just like fine fragrance house, you know, like, and so most people buy the perfumes, and that's why we want to introduce other SKUs like body wash, like fragrance forward, but we didn't think that the branding was really reflective of that. We kind of just like haphazardly put the perfumes together. And you guys have actually been really sweet. Everyone that's taken our survey has said you really like our packaging, but we know we can be better.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna do that. But obviously the rebrand itself is an investment. The money going to the designer and then buying all new packaging, labels, unicartons, all of it. So
we're really excited about Creme and Proper. I feel like it's a really good gourmand. If you guys tried Rise and Shine and liked that, I think you would like this one.
Yeah.
It opens with like that almond, marzipan note, raspberry, and cake, but in like a wearable way.
Yes.
And then as it dries down to like almost like a lighter gourmand. Like it still smells a little sweet, but very light and wearable.
I feel like I get more of like the fluffy
airy
cake notes. Yeah, once it starts to dry down. We actually love where it ended up. I'm not a huge gourmand lover. I've said this before. And so when we work on gourmands, it's like extra hard for me to like. So I've really loved Rise and Shine since we launched it, and it's really the only gourmand that I wear. And I feel the same way about this Princess Cake one, where I have tried other gourmands. Well, I do love Frenchie Moon Milk, as mentioned. That's a really good one. But I actually find myself reaching for it every day. I put it on this morning, the Creme and Proper, and I love it. And I think it's a really approachable gourmand. I think it'll please everyone. It'll please the people that love gourmands.
Yeah.
And like a sweet fragrance, but it'll please someone that doesn't want to just like straight up smell like cake.
And it's a little bit, like I said, like lighter than Rise and Shine. Like Rise and Shine is pretty punchy because it has like the cinnamon. True. And it's just like more in your face, but still really wearable. I'm wearing this Lisa Eldridge palette. I never wear it, so I'm like, I'm gonna pull it out. We have the one in Vega. Yeah, and the formulas are so good. It's just very cool toned, but I do like cool tones.
Yeah, me too. And Rise and Shine is still our bestseller, so we think that you guys love gourmands, so that's, you know, we want to give the people what they want. And it was an easy decision for us, but this is one of the Teddy tints I bought. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it looks really pretty at first. This is Mascara Tears. And then it starts to look dry on my lips. But that's why I put the lip balm on, so hopefully it kind of helps. I want like a brown look today. Creme and Proper is so good. Oh, Princess Cake. We love Princess Cake. It's a Swedish dessert if you haven't had it.
Yeah.
And it's delectable. So we knew we wanted to make a Princess Cake inspired fragrance. We actually started working on this, and then we saw that Flamingo Estate came out with a Princess Cake candle, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're already working on this. But I mean, theirs was just a candle, and we haven't gotten a chance to smell it, so different than what we were doing, but it was just funny that we thought it was so like obscure.
Yeah.
And like,
But
no,
it is.
It is obscure, but we're like, oh, no one will think of this idea. Like, we love princess cake. We eat it every chance we get. And then we saw they launched that, which is a good idea. Like, it's a good scent, good notes. Even though we're really sad about Terry, we're excited for the rest of the year. We're doing our normal Lake Arrowhead Thanksgiving trip with our best friend and her husband, well, her whole family, because her little babe's coming. And we're going to visit our best friend who lives in Austin in like a week. We were supposed to go a few weeks ago, but I got sick. It was just like poor timing. And you know what? That's actually never happened to me, and I think that happens to everyone in their lifetime. Like, you have a trip planned and then you get sick and can't go.
Or you just have to reschedule for one reason or another.
Yeah, so it happens.
It was bad timing though, because I remember after Terry passed, we were so looking forward to it. I was like, oh, just like a weekend away.
Yeah, we were really excited, so it was actually quite, you know, it felt like you were like being beaten when you're down, like,
yeah,
you know, just, oh, come on. But we were able to reschedule, so we're really excited to go see her, and then we'll see her again a few weeks later because she'll be out here for Thanksgiving, so that's great. We've been going to San Diego to see friends, so that's been nice too. We went last weekend, we're going back this weekend. It's always nice to spend time with friends. It's actually a really good lesson we learned recently that we said, you know, sometimes you don't. I've seen people make social media posts about this, like, let's normalize like not being comfortable so we can see friends. Like,
yeah, like,
oh,
it's easier to stay home.
Yeah, like drive across town to see those friends, like be there for friends and they'll be there for you. And I think it's a really good lesson, especially as we get older. Like, everyone gets busy, but you have to put in effort to, I don't know, receive like the kind of relationships you want in return to you.
Well, I think you have to be, for anything good, usually requires effort.
Yes, exactly.
In business, in life, and yeah, friendships, any relationships, I feel like, yeah, it's easier. Even last week at the Hotel Cafe in Hollywood, we love that place, and Tommy and I were invited to go see a friend of a friend perform, and we were really tired, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel like going. But then we went, and first of all, it like made me emotional seeing someone like follow their dreams. It was her album release, and she said it was like the best night of her life, and she's so talented. Anytime I get to watch someone talented do something that they're passionate about, sign me up. I eat it up. And so I'm like, oh, this like fed my soul. Like, we got to see a friend and watch someone do something they love, and I'm like, it's so much easier to stay home, but if you just put yourself outside your comfort zone and hang out with people and do things that fill up your cup, you'll be so much happier.
Truly, it's truly something.
Yeah,
that's our 2 cents. We didn't really talk about our script, so we'll save that for the next video. We've been at work on our pilot. Well, it's done, and we've been sending it out to people. And we've been talking about it.
Not people to sell, like people for feedback.
No, yeah, people for feedback. We've been talking about it. If you know anyone in the market for a TV show, we do want to sell it.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to do this. So we're going to try to figure that out because we are determined gals.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we haven't done this before. Oh,
it has to get
problem.
made, not just sold. It has to get made.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's good.
So we'll update you next time we do a video.
Just to recap quickly some standouts from the video. I don't feel like I look all that matte, but maybe this will help with like some longevity. Who knows? It's not like a bad product. I'm just wondering how much it like mattifies or helps with pores.
I really like this foundation. It's kind of crazy.
That foundation is so good.
How matte it is without being like matte and full coverage. Like, I barely use any, and I feel like it covered really well, but it's not settling into my lines at all.
No, it's
I
really good.
used it for years. Like, went through a whole thing and repurchased back in the day.
This is my new favorite mascara, Lash Sensational Sky High Waterproof.
I put Britta onto this.
It's so good.
I've been missing out on waterproof mascara, but I've already talked about it. But literally, like, nothing makes my lashes stay up like this, but it's so hard to get off.
Yeah. It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Carly seems to be dramatic about it.
Well, I think it's a little...
and then this. I'm going to put this in my We're Filming in favorites after this. MAC Yash was always my favorite MAC lipstick, and I bought it in the new formula. What is this called now? The Maximal Matte Lipstick.
There's like the Maximal lipstick.
Yeah, it's a little bit more cool toned. I did a video comparing to the original, but I like the formula more. It's like a comfortable matte, and the shade is perfect. Everything about this is perfect. I love it so much. It doesn't really match my eye look today, but that's okay. I really love these Urban Decay shadow sticks, especially this Senescent shade if you have green eyes like
they're
us.
all really good though.
They are, but this shade is like a little warm without being too warm, and I feel like it really brings, like there's red in it that brings out the green in my eyes. This is a no. It's sticky. You know, I actually tried to return it, and Amazon said just keep it, we'll return. We'll refund you the money. So that's why I still have it. But I don't know, there's something I don't love about it. I'm kind of disappointed, but the color is really beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a long-winded video. I know there's lots of yapping, lots of sadness, but that's life. We hope you enjoyed it. We're happy to be back. Like we said, we're going to film a favorites video after this, so stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching.